Believe it or not, we are 1 month into 2017 and we have a Republican president. Let's go back 8 years ago. We were 1 month into a new year and we had a Democratic president. But this year feels a lot different than 8 years ago. Back then, Republicans had given up all hope and resigned themselves to all kinds of stuff that Obama was going to do, and he did. This year, though, feels different with all of the protesters who are determined to demonstrate and march until Trump, our president, apparently comes to his senses. And this strikes me as very odd behavior from one political party. Now, trust me, I'm making no judgment on whether this is good or bad, but all this activity has made some of my daily enjoyments like Facebook, my Twitter feed, and even picking up a newspaper or watching TV nearly unbearable. And now, let's talk about those pesky financial markets. Well, the markets aren't in any particular chaos, and they have been treading water since the start of the year in a range. But there's now a new event risk, and namely, that's one which Fortune 500 companies faced every day, which is, which company will Trump tweet about? Just ask Lockheed Martin. Their stock lost $4.5 billion in market cap on one tweet. In addition, we've got headlines about so-and-so boycotting such and such. Think hipster Uber users. And such in turn is now boycotting so-and-so. Think Starbucks, activist, coffee addicts. Folks, this is crazy, and it's all collectively creating unnecessary risk in the financial markets that we don't need to have. How long will this go on? Well, in my personal opinion, I think this is the new normal for a little while anyway, just like capri pants were once normal. But the point is, eventually, we'll all become accustomed to this new normal and completely desensitized to what's going on. And the markets will go back to the bigger issues of corporate greed and global warming and who gets that final rose from The Bachelor. Important stuff. So in this news and emotionally driven political period that we're all in together, let's not lose sight of the fact that the greatest strength of America is that people are allowed to protest, they're allowed to march, and they're allowed to make their voices heard and not get shot in the street while doing so. Eventually, the mob will not be as interested in Trump or his wall or his immigration policy or his tweets. Now, if you're able to look past all the other stuff, then perhaps the question that's on your mind is, so Dave, is this a good time to invest in the markets? Well, we can all play market prognosticator, and I, for one, think the economy is actually getting better, not worse. I think that credit for personal lines of credit, mortgages, and cars will continue to expand as the deregulation of banks' lending portfolios occurs, and that this trend will continue for several years to come. I believe that you can still get a decent dividend yield from high-quality stocks. And when you have a president who has built most of his empire on real estate, well, commercial real estate may be something you should consider adding as a slice of your portfolio. I also believe that unless we have significant financial turmoil, that bonds will continue to disappoint investors as the Federal Reserve seems set on continuing to raise interest rates several times over the next few years. And as you figure out what funds you have left to invest after you pay your taxes, and or you just want to jump ahead and pre-fund some of the retirement accounts for 2017 to maximize the potential growth of these accounts, well, we'll be ready to have that discussion with you and help you allocate your hard-earned funds as prudently as possible. So call us anytime.